Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. Yep. Illustrations by Mark Evans. Illustrated by Mark Evans. There you go. Alright, supportive oracle cards. Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. I know she has other decks. I think that Ellen does too. But that way, if you want to find those creators or look up other stuff they've done, there you go. Okay, we got a couple cards just flying out. We're going to see where that goes. Well, how's this going to go for you? It looks really good in a couple spots. Let's see how it goes. I think this could end very well. I don't know, I'm a little bit apprehensive. I feel like you might have that apprehensive energy through most of this. Kind of like, excuse me, it makes me uncomfortable. It seems like it's good, but it's kind of like I feel like I have to keep myself together and I have to keep my eye on things. That's the primary energy I'm getting here. Fruition with the Queen of Wands. I feel like whatever this situation is, I feel like, well, this is pretty much as good as it's going to get. When I'm getting that fruition card, it's not bad, but it's kind of like the way the environment is moving, you got the Five of Swords. Like, this is as good as it gets. There's like, how much farther can it really go? I don't really expect it to get better. I'm happy with it. But like, what else would I expect? Like, it is what it is. This is what I expected it to be. It's pretty good. It's as good as it was going to get. I've learned some things over the years. Like, this is good. This is good. But the Five of Swords makes me feel like it's a limited thought. Kind of like, I'm not expecting it to get any better. I'm not. These two face-down cards are in the environment. Somebody's making a choice to change things. And when I'm getting this energy, like my face is starting to itch all over the place all of a sudden. And it makes me feel like somebody has decided to change the game. This is not bad for you, but, and I could be wrong, you can let me know in the comments, I don't think Cancer is really a fan of change usually. I could be wrong, but I want to say stereotypically they're that sign that's kind of like they don't like surprises. And they don't really care for change. It takes them a minute to really be okay with that. And this is face down. Like, somebody's just popping this up. Like, I need to change things. I've been weighing out decisions, and I'm going to change some stuff. And here's some other things I'm considering changing since I'm going to change this anyway. It's kind of like I've decided we're going to move. And since I'm ready to sell the house, now we got to think of what other type of house we would like and where we'd like to live. So that's the Two of Pentacles left over. Like, oh, I've already decided we're selling, but I'm up in the air about where to go next and what type of house to have next. When this is face down, I'm feeling like it does come forward to you, but it's kind of like out of the nowhere. Okay, yeah, out of nowhere. It's one of the people I watch on YouTube says, English, I cannot do the English today. I can never do the English. Who am I kidding? See, yeah, the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords with the masculine. Now, the masculine is neither a good nor bad card, in my opinion. It's basically saying, here's what's in front of us. Here's what's happening. Now we got to decide what to do with it. And your first response is like, oh, it's kind of like, it's a little weird. You're going along with it though. Like, you got a weird energy with it. It's very interesting to me because you got the blooming kind of like, all right, this is going to change things. So it's kind of exciting, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to like change and then look back and be like, I wish I didn't. It's kind of like, I'm comfortable. I know what to expect. This makes sense to me. Part of me is kind of like, yeah, I have been considering, like every now and then I let the thought go through my head, but I'm attached to this situation. I am attached to it. So the blooming is very interesting, kind of like you immediately recognize that this is not bad. Like you immediately see that, like this is not bad, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, yeah, but where are we going with this? I don't know. It's kind of like I want to be open to the change, but at the same time, I'm nervous. Yeah, but where are we going with this? Where is this going to end up? What's going to happen next? Am I going to look at this and be like, oh, shouldn't have changed, shouldn't have done it? Or am I going to look back and be like, you know what, that worked out? There's also like a history here with this situation. Kind of like, I feel like I'm giving up a history. I'm giving up some type of connection, and I'm like, that seems to be hard for me too when I'm feeling that. The Lovers comes in with the Tower card. It's kind of like, I want to be optimistic. I want to be okay with it. I want to look at the positive of this. And I'm trying to move forward with it. I'm noticing the Tower, the way the Tower feels, it's like I'm feeling a little exposed. Because in this Tower, it's like the brick is exposed and some of the mortar's coming off. If you can see that. I want to be open to it. I just don't know if I should be. Part of me's kind of wondering too, is like, is this a pipe dream? Is this just fantasy? Should I really be doing this? Because the other person is coming forward very strong with Will. They're saying, hey, this is going to be great. You're going to see. Part of you is kind of like, sounds nice, but we got to see how it feels. You do seem to be very supportive, though. When I feel the Lovers card, it does not have to mean anything relationship-wise, like romantically. But it says your energy towards whoever this is, you want to believe in them. You do think that they have yours and their best interest at heart. So you do trust that energy a little bit. But it's kind of like, is this really, like, I don't know. It seems a little bit too good to be true. There's some working out of the situation. There may be a moment here of euphoria where it's kind of like you want to believe in them and you're trying to go along with it. But like as possibilities keep coming forward and you keep trying to like meld it through, like is this good, is this not, is this good, is this not, is this good, is this not, you go back and forth kind of like, oh, yeah, it just keeps going back and forth. Whoever you're dealing with they're going to have some stumbling blocks, growing pains, transition issues, whatever you want to call it. Because I'm getting sovereignty, like they're going to look at you for support and to help move the situation forward. You don't want to let this energy just move forward on its own by itself. You want to help guide it or at least give your opinion. You want to support it and however you feel is correct. But you want to move forward with that energy. You want to keep that energy talking. The more this energy communicates with you, the better your outcome. Not just because it'll help you feel more comfortable, but I feel like the more you communicate with this energy, the more those ideas get developed. They might actually come across something that they're like, oh, you know what, I probably should think about that more. Oh, you know what, that's going to happen, and then how do I want to handle that? The more they talk with you, the more like the reality comes in, the more the details come in, the more like, oh, you know what, I do want to make a kitchen, and I was thinking like we were going to put it over there, but now how far is that away from the water hookup? And you know, where is the water going to drain to? And is that going to be a challenge? Like, is that really feasible? Like, you're making them think about the details. That's extremely important. The more you can make them think about the details, the better this is. Self-love comes in to play and, like, realize that this idea, it does feel like it's half-baked. But with you creating more conversations, it will fully bake. It will fully bake. And it will come together a lot better than expected. Like, keep the conversations going, keep them more positive, realize that you're adding into this energy and you're helping it develop correctly. The fact that it's half-baked, I think is a great thing for you, because when something is half-baked, it means things can still change. You still have some ability to change some things to a degree. To a degree. I know that seems kind of weird because you're kind of like, well, if it's in the oven, you're kind of just waiting. But in this situation, for this analogy, it's like you still have the ability to change some things, add some things, move things around. You know, if you were going to bake a cheesecake, for example, you could add a pan of water still so that it won't crack, hopefully. You know, however that works. possibly, you still have possibilities here. And if you're helping it bake farther, you have some say about how hot, how long, what rack it's on in the oven. You have a lot you could add in. Like, well, since we're thinking about that, since you're still developing that, and you're still considering where you want to put the kitchen when we build the house, I was thinking I'd like the sunshine coming in the morning because that's where I prefer it. And that way we could put the bedroom on the other side of the house, which I don't need the sunshine in the morning on that side. I'm okay with it at the end of the day. I really don't like the sun smacking me in the face first thing in the morning. So if we put that in the kitchen, we know it's going to be there. We can move things around. They'd be like, well, okay, that's cool. You make a good point. And that also, because the water hookups are over there, and blah, 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 blah. And it's not too far from the sewer hookup, because that's going to be over there anyway. You have a lot you can put in, and you can make sense of this. You can help bake this a little bit more to your liking. It makes me think of cookies, too. I'm like, apparently I'm hungry. Some cookies, you want to make sure they're fully baked all the way through. Other cookies, you want them just a little bit chewy, and that, and you could be like, you know what, I would like that type of cookie. However the cookie is you want it to be. Like, you can make this to your liking. Like, I'm just having that cookie feeling. Like, now it makes me really want a cookie. Once it's baked, once it's there, Ace of Pentacles comes in. Whatever this transition goes into, it will stick around for a long time. There's going to be a long time before there's another change in this situation. So whatever you're going into, you want to like it as much as possible because it's sticking around, and it's sticking around for a long time. Which for Cancer, if it's a positive situation that you enjoy, cool. If it's a situation that you're kind of like, well, this could go better, that, you know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, it's just kind of like little annoyances that will just last forever. You know what I mean? It could be like that. So that's why you want to kind of get into it now. When the Six of Cups shows up in the future, a lot of times I see like a history being made. However this came together and whatever contributions you had, it seems to be, it's creating the whole flavor of the whole situation. You know what I mean? It's kind of like adding hot sauce to a dish. It's creating a signature there. You're not going to get around it. It's definitely going to create a certain type of flavor. You know what I mean? Or whatever seasoning you like. You know what I mean? You add a certain, like, salt, as much salt as you want, whatever. It's going to change the dish. It's going to change the flavor of the situation. Oh my God, with the baking. Yeah, I feel like this is a situation you're going to be creating memories. It's going to last. And the other person seems to be, once it's locked in, that's how they're viewing it. Like, here we are, here's how this is going, whatever, if it's business, family, friend, whatever it is you're doing, if it's an investment, whatever it is, whoever you're dealing with is looking at it like that. Like, this is where we're going to be building memories, and that's how they're going to treat the situation. Like, I want to look back and enjoy these memories. I don't know how that's going to affect you, but that seems to be how that's coming in. You got a really good energy coming in here. You got faith with the Six of Wands. A lot of success here, but the faith card, what are we saying with that? It's like, because it looks like a pregnancy person. Like, that person looks pregnant. Obviously, it's supposed to look that way. But it's basically saying that's where you are in this situation. Everything's already there. Everything's ready to come into life, but it's not happened quite yet. Even though it's there, it hasn't quite happened yet. And the success is here for you. Once it starts, it's just going to keep going. It's going to have its own momentum. That's the Knight of Pentacles. The whole thing is when it's creating, when it's coming together, when the situation is half-baked, that's when you can tailor this to your liking. That's when you can make this the best. Make this the best for yourself. That self-love, that self-connection. You want to put yourself into this as much as the other person does. Whoever this is, business, investment, family, relationship, whatever it is. Because once it comes into life, once it's actually created and starting, I think they're trying to give this analogy too. Maybe I should be careful not to miss it. It's kind of like if you're trying to start a family, once you realize the pregnancy is there, hopefully it's just about the birth happening. But once you've started that process and you want it to happen, we're going to use it in that analogy. Like, you want it to happen. You're trying to make it happen. You want it to happen. You want it to happen. You realize, okay, the pregnancy is here. It's happening. from there on out, it's just kind of like putting the pieces together where they need to go. We good? Okay. I think we're set there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.